I'd like to just start off talking about how, obviously we know how broken the club is, but just how financially broken, internally in the club, from the players, even to the recruitment was still broken, to the owners, obviously the Glazers are still here, Ineos has done more bad than good as far as, I'm concerned, and most of the other fans are concerned. But if you look at, the progression or the impact that Ineos have had since they took over a year ago to now, I'd say it's probably catastrophic. They've cut so many jobs, bonuses. Mark was on about the charity. They've cut the funds to the charity. I mean, that in itself is criminal. What is it, £50,000 a year when you've got the likes of Casemiro. This is no hate, by the way. I'm just speaking facts here. You've got, Casemiro on 350 grand a week. He's done a lot in his career, and I'm a big Casemiro fan, but to say that he's been on the bench for the majority of this season, he's taken 350 grand a week. The Rashford saga, I mean, that's probably going to be for another video. He's, I've got looking in the team at the minute, all that rubbish that went on with Henry Winter in the Daily Mail, he's on 320 grand a week. Anthony, we all sound like a broken record. I mean, the recruitment just hasn't been up to it, and all these players that have these horrendous wages is an issue in itself. But getting rid of the players is going to be a massive ask. Mason Mount, he's injured again for the third time this season. He must be on the best part of 200 grand a week. Who's going to want to buy Mason Mount? I mean, the damning reality of the situation that we're in is we're going to have to take a bigger loss on other clubs matching their wages to how much money we're actually going to get back. But I don't. The fan base is so divided and cliquey. It's just I can't quite believe how badly Man United have fallen and how we're going to continue to fall. We've got Liverpool this weekend. I mean, get ready for the weekend. If that could be another 4 or 5-0. But it's going to be putting constant pressure on the manager, in my opinion, unnecessary pressure on the manager. He's inherited this football club with so many players from different managers. Well, a lot of them from Ten Hag, and he's trying to input his identity onto a club that's broken internally, recruitment wise, players wise, wages, and the mentality of a team that can't even do the basics right. If anyone's ever played Sunday League, Saturday League, it doesn't matter, semi-professional football, your basics is giving 100%, passing and moving. A lot of these players can't even do that, so I don't think we've fallen quite as far as we think we're going to fall in the next few weeks. But it's like you say, it's going to be putting a lot of pressure on the manager, and I will just say this now: I don't think there's any manager out there that can solve this problem at Manchester United, because what people don't realise, you're not just taking the job on, you're taking on player power that they're always going to get paid 300 grand at the end of the week. They're not bothered. This is not like the Manchester that we always used to know. It's probably one of the biggest tasks in the world right now in world football, managing Manchester United. I've probably never seen anything like it. the main thing is where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? That's the question. You know, we've got Liverpool on Sunday. I think one of the main thing for Ruben is to just keep battling on, keep trying to get the best out of the players. But I think one of the key features is going to be the incomings and outgoings this January. But like I just mentioned, you've got to try and get rid of these players, and they're not going to want to go when they're sat on 300 grand a week. There's not going to be any clubs out there that are going to pay those sort of wages for these players, which is all thanks to the recruitment. And talking about Ineos, I mean, me personally, I don't know what everybody else thinks, but I wanted a full sale of the football club, and I wasn't necessarily backing Saudi investment or the money from Saudi, but I was mainly backing getting rid of the Glazers. That has been one of the biggest problems, and I know what rivals and other people are going to say. Oh, we've had success with the Glazers, blah blah. Yeah, I get that, but we have to look at the recent past where we've been a failing business for so long. They've been taking money out of the club, and basically Ineos has just given them a lifeline. They've given so much money to the Glazers when they bought the club on debt anyway. So they've made so much money out of the club. Ineos have come in saying, yeah, we'll take responsibility of this, pay you so much money for a percentage of the club, but yet the Glazers are still there. It's crazy when you think about it. And Ineos have made so many stupid decisions since coming in. I truly believe that winning the FA Cup was the worst thing that Man United could have done. It literally basically gave Ten Hag didn't really give him a lifeline, but no, it didn't, because they went looking for a manager anyway. So you've already shown your cards by looking for a new manager in the summer, and then not finding anybody, then going to meet Ten Hag in Ibiza and going, do you know what? We were going to sack you, we're not. Here's a new contract. Like, it's just so naive, and it's almost pathetic from Ineos. And then not even mention about what they're doing this Christmas with the cost cuttings. And then this takes me to the video's title, Manchester United in crisis. We are 100% in a crisis, and I don't. Like you say, you look back at all the previous seasons where we thought that we were worse off with certain managers, certain players, certain systems. I don't think we have ever in the history of Man United, well, not the history of Man United, but the recent past, been in a situation as bad as this. Financially, on and off the pitch, internally in the club, like sacking the staff, cutting bonuses. It's absolutely criminal. And then for Ineos to basically say, there's going to be no money in January. So you've recruited a good manager with clear vision, a good honest manager who doesn't talk rubbish in interviews, very honest with almost like Ralph Rangnick, almost very honest with the fans, honest in the interviews, and then you basically said, yeah, you can have this rubbish that's been inherited over the last sort of 3, 4, 5 years, but now you've got nothing to spend. Brilliant. Get your one down. But to wrap this up, Man United are in a crisis. It's going to get a hell of a lot worse before it gets better. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like more discussions, a bit more content. Get in the comments who you'd want to get rid of, who you'd want to keep, and we'll see you soon.